Hello and welcome to Audi Service TV. Today we are presenting our second program about the new 3-litre V6 TDI bi-turbo engine. Let's welcome our expert, Wolfgang Matters from Audi Service Training. We looked at the turbocharging in the first program. What are we looking at today?
Today we are looking at the repair process on this turbocharger module. And we will be talking about a special feature of vehicles with this engine variant, the active sound exhaust system.
So we're looking at the repair process for the module, as the basic engine features should be familiar. Is that right?
Correct.
This is the second generation V6 TDI. Let's look at the repair process for this engine. What do we do on the bi-turbo module?
If a component is faulty, it is not always necessary to replace the entire module. There are various individual parts that can be replaced, such as the low-pressure turbocharger, also known as the wastegate turbocharger. This can be replaced in its entirety. Likewise, the turbine changeover vacuum unit can be replaced. It comes with the associated bracket, as these parts are mechanically coded. The VTG turbocharger is also available as a complete module. Or the electrical actuator for the VTG guide vanes is available as an individual part. This was already an option on the previous generation of the engine. The vacuum unit for the wastegate valve is also available as an individual part.
Does guided fault finding tell you what needs to be replaced?
Yes. A difference in charge pressure will be displayed in the fault memory. The engine will be running at a higher speed at approximately 3000 revs. In the basic setting mode, you then need to connect the two pressure sensors. As a result of the increased engine speed, the turbine changeover valve will then be activated. The VTG is active at one point and inactive the next. This is what helps you to determine a difference in charge pressure, and this is how to diagnose the entire system.
What special tools are required?
Let's go over to the table.
Will we have heard about these components before?
Yes. We have the VAG1379A turbocharger testing device and the vacuum gun, which creates a vacuum or pressure. This pressure regulating valve is new. This lever is used to set the pressure required for testing the system. You take the vacuum gun, and I will switch it on here. This is where the vacuum unit for the turbine changeover would be connected, or the wastegate vacuum unit. You set the specific value required here. As you can see, as you pump, the testing device displays a value. The pressure is set according to the information in the workshop manual. The wastegate vacuum unit is set to a specific value via the dial gauge. The vacuum unit for the turbine changeover valve is also tested. This time, the measured value block is used. The feedback potentiometer provides the values in millivolts. The unit is pressurized by creating a vacuum or increasing the pressure. Using the value reading, you move the bar on the turbine changeover valve until the correct value is reached. All of this is mentioned in the workshop manual.
What is this special tool called?
It is called a pressure regulating valve.
It's the VAS6342. Is all of this information also provided in the self-study program you have written?
The tool is not described in the self-study program just yet, as we did not know the scope of the repair work at the time. But I have mentioned it specifically during my training sessions.
The active sounds exhaust system is described in the self-study program. This is a special feature of the new engine, and this is what we will be talking about now. The 3-litre V6 TDI biturbo features an active sound exhaust system. What is that?
Active means that you can configure certain parameters. The sound exhaust system features an exciter or sound module. This is located at the front in the vehicle's plenum chamber.
We have a diagram here.
It looks like a loudspeaker without a membrane. It has two metal plates in the center. The control unit causes these plates to vibrate. They produce an intake sound similar to the sound pipe that used to be on the TT. The intake sound was transferred to the glove compartment via a tube. In our example, the sound is transferred from the exciter into the plenum chamber. The windscreen then transports the frequencies into the interior. This means the windscreen is acting as the membrane for the system, and this is why you hear the intake sound in the interior.
Does the system include anything else?
Yes. There is a loudspeaker on both of the main silencers. You can see the round unit on the main silencer. The exhaust system includes a compact reflex silencer. It produces a sound like the RS6. The loudspeaker creates a counter vibration. This works against the frequency coming from the main silencer. As I'm sure you know, two opposing frequencies cancel each other out. The sound level is therefore equivalent to that of a normal diesel.
So the loudspeaker becomes a quiet speaker?
Yes. It reduces the sound from the exhaust system down to a normal level.
Is it possible to actively modify the sound?
Yes, you can actively modify the feature using the car system in the MMI. You will find a button in the Drive Select menu that allows you to adjust the sound. It does not apply to the infotainment system, i.e. to the radio loudspeakers, etc. You use this button to actively modify the sound of the exhaust system. When you press the button, three options will appear: dynamic, auto, and comfort. You would perhaps select the comfort option for longer journeys. The sporty sound would be too loud over a long period. Once you confirm the option, the rear loudspeaker is activated.
It seems strange that you need to turn the loudspeaker on to make something quieter.
It's all down to the frequencies. The active sound control unit is located in the luggage compartment. It activates the loudspeakers via a sound generator and amplifier.
And what is dynamic mode?
When this option is selected, the loudspeaker switches off or provides support, and you hear the genuine sound. The genuine sound of the exhaust has been designed to sound like an RS6 or an 8-cylinder engine. The exhaust produces a powerful sporty sound to complement the sporty engine.
We were keen to see what the system sounds like in real life, so we have been looking at the active sound exhaust system in action.
The active sound exhaust system comprises a number of components. The most important component is located down here in the engine compartment. This is the sounder, or exciter. As you can see, it looks like a loudspeaker without a membrane. The exciter is fitted in a specific manner. The vibrations it creates are transferred via the plenum chamber and cause the system to vibrate. The vibrations are transferred to the interior via the windscreen. The windscreen acts as the loudspeaker's membrane. In the interior, you hear an intake sound, which comes across as a powerful engine sound. Let's look at the sound exhaust system at the rear. Here is the sound exhaust system with loudspeaker and main silencer. Both tubes join together to form the tailpipe. The loudspeaker is wired into the electrical system. Here is the loudspeaker as an individual part.
Dass wir wirklich mit einem Lautsprecher arbeiten in der Auspuffanlage, habe ich hier schon mal diesen Lautsprecher mal als Einzelteil mir besorgt.
My iPhone will prove that it really is a loudspeaker.
iPhone.
It is a loudspeaker the same as the ones found in a stereo system. Now I will show you the control unit for the system. I need to open this flap on the rear right in the luggage compartment. Down here is the control unit for the active sound exhaust system. I will now show you how to adjust the active sound exhaust system via the MMI. On the MMI, go to the car menu. The menu contains the individual settings.
Dann muss ich auf die individuelle Einstellung, weil ich möchte es persönlich nach meinem Geschmack einstellen. Und wenn ich es eingestellt habe, sehe ich dann noch
The Adjust Sound button will appear.
dass ich hier einen Button drin habe, der heißt Soundabstimmung. Und wenn ich diesen Button andrehe,
You can select from these three options:
zum Einstellen. Ich habe einmal
Comfort,
habe einmal Auto,
Auto,
und einmal Dynamik.
and
Das
Dynamic.
heißt, der ideale Sound habe ich natürlich
The Dynamic option offers the ideal sound.
dann aktiv, den hören wir uns auch nachher noch
We will have a listen to that in a moment. In auto mode, the sound is very quiet when the vehicle is stationary. The sound is only amplified when the vehicle accelerates. It sounds sporty. You will primarily want to select the comfort option on long journeys to suppress the sound. The sound will be quieter. Let's first listen to the quiet comfort mode. I will configure the relevant settings and then confirm my choices by pressing the MMI button. You can hear that the engine is running very quietly. If I now switch to dynamic mode, you can hear its sporty character. The 6-cylinder engine now sounds like an 8-cylinder engine. The combustion sound in the exhaust system has a certain frequency. In comfort mode, it should sound quiet.
Im Komfortbereich wollen wir den Abgasklang leiser machen. Das heißt,
The loudspeaker therefore suppresses the low frequencies.
und zwar alle, die tief sind und denen die praktisch überlagern. Wenn wir sie überlagern, wird die Frequenz praktisch stillgelegt.
This makes the exhaust sound quieter.
Leiser. Gehen wir jetzt
In dynamic mode, the loudspeaker amplifies the low frequencies. The low-pitched sounds then sound like the bubbling of an 8-cylinder.
Zylindermotor. Das wird erzeugt über diesen Lautsprecher mit den dumpfen Tönen und so haben wir keine Überlagerung.
The frequency is not suppressed in this case, but amplified. This is what generates the sporty sound.
Natürlich kommt
In the interior, the exciter, i.e. the sound module, also comes into play. This component amplifies the intake sound. The sound created is then typical of a sports car.
für so einen Sportwagen.
So that was the active sound exhaust system offering petrol engine sound in a diesel. Will this feature be more widely available in the future?
Well, electric vehicles are very quiet, for example. So we have to create a sound so that they still sound like a car. This concept is certain to play a major role in the future.
Thank you very much for your explanations about the new 3-litre V6 TDI bi-turbo. Goodbye, and until next time.